Well, Dirt Diaries, it is where women of agriculture, they get real, talking from fields to boardrooms. It is a podcast that uncovers the stories you're not going to hear anywhere else. This week, host Kirbe Schnoor sits down with farmer, CEO, innovator Shanley Warren of Shanley Farms to hear her story. And that episode, it is out today on all podcast platforms. Megan joins us now with some highlights from that experience. Always a pleasure. Listen, Megan, we got to know you through FarmHER. We know avocados, those citrus finger limes, they still have me, I feel like I crave them. Background on your operation and how you keep going after loss of family.
Sure. The background is my parents actually started farming in their early retirement. So I didn't grow up in farming. I kind of came into it after college. I helped my dad create a market essentially for these finger limes, which is a little micro citrus filled with pearls that pop in your mouth when you bite into them. So I've spent the last 15 years building that market. When my dad and my mom actually tragically passed away very early in their lives, my husband and I took over the farms. We bought out my sister, and we've just been scraping to get out of a kind of a mess for the last couple of years. And I was telling Kirbe in the podcast that I feel like we finally got our heads above water at this point in time.
Yeah, and I was going to say, of course, we know you, as I said, from FarmHER, now Dirt Diaries, both with host Kirbe Schnoor. Always good when you develop that comfort level with the person asking the questions. And Kirbe does such an incredible job. Having Kirbe and that experience at FarmHER and having that film crew on your operation, maybe speak to what that experience was like, the feedback that you got from being on television. What was that?
Well, first of all, Kirbe is like having one of my girlfriends come out to the farm and me just show her around. So that was super natural and comfortable. And the feedback after the show went out was really special. We got emails from all over the country of really women, maybe my mom's age, maybe my grandma's age, just telling me how proud they are of me to keep going and how much it meant to them to see how hard we're working over here to keep this generational farm going. And that was really rewarding.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough how people should really turn into this podcast that you did with Kirbe, Dirt Diaries. You really get into the nitty gritty of what it's like. I mean, and I'm not just talking about how family kind of separates and kind of goes their own way, just really the work that you've put into this. And I said before I went to camera, you are a survivor making this work, not having grown up in the industry, but really doing an incredible job to get you to where you are today.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Yeah. On another note, I understand that you received a farm to school program grant. It allows you to build out the farm to better serve schools in the community. Tell us about this. This is incredible.
Yes. So my husband and I, we learned early on in this process that 1 in 5 adolescents are pre-diabetic. And that was really eye-opening to us. And soon enough, we found a lot of opportunities to work with the local schools in our communities to bring fresh produce directly from the farm onto their school tables. And so with this grant, we've been able to get some funding to help us specifically on our Visalia ranch. We're currently using some of those funds to rip out old kiwi trellising systems and plant consumable things like oranges and tangerines. And we're still determining what the schools want the most of. And that's what we're going to plant once we get the land ready over here.
I got to tell you, such an inspiration to so many, and especially a lot of folks who would like to kind of follow in your footsteps and see how you're doing it. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for always opening up your home and stories to us here at RFD-TV. We do appreciate it. Shanley Warren of Shanley Farms. Again, thank you. Megan's episode, by the way, Dirt Diaries, it is out today. Wherever you listen to podcasts, it's on all podcast platforms. And it's going to air this Saturday and Sunday at 5 a.m., again, 4 p.m. Eastern. That's Rural Radio Channel, Sirius XM, again, 147.